today. So for today, we'd just like to have a short conversation with you with your experience on the recent ESG Second World ESG Summit Climate Conference, right? Um how did it feel to present and share your ideas at the recent summit?
Well, thanks for having me. It was good. It was good to, share my ideas, but also to see how other peoples are navigating similar journeys, similar challenges and solutions. I think one of the best thing was really to have many industries at the same time, different type of industries, different type of players along the value chain, and really listen also and understand what kind of challenges they're going through. Are there similarities or differences? And I think what I've seen, one of the main point that I took out is that data is still a challenge for everybody, big companies, small companies, really for everyone. Um, but now there's really a call to action. So I think companies are still trying to figure out how they can do their reporting at best and all the regulations that are coming up, especially, in Europe, there's all these reporting regulations. So companies are trying to figure out how to make their data work and collect the right type of data, but there's also the call to action, which is very important. Like reporting shouldn't be only for reporting, but we really want to use that to take decisions on how we can act and make the most impact. So I think these kind of events is really useful for companies to share knowledge. I think companies are facing challenges also, just maybe they don't know how to go about certain topics. So just sharing real examples, from each other, and also having different stages of the value chain all together. It's not just manufacturing, meeting manufacturers, but you have different, like, for example, SK test from the end of life. This is a great perspective, not just for other end of life players, but also for all the players upstream. So I think this was a very good mix of people and industries to share examples and ideas.
Yeah, thank. And I mean, coming from the SKTS, really proud to see you, like paving the way and giving all this insights to everyone. And I think you've already answered the second question, like what is the biggest challenge manufacturers are facing when trying to adopt circular business models? And you've mentioned about data. So could you further explain that?
Sure. Yeah. So I think data, it's one point, and as I mentioned, also like where to start, right? Because circularity can mean many different things, and maybe manufacturers are just used to, the business as usual, so
Yeah.
they don't know what it means to turn the business around and go towards circularity. So I think again, sharing knowledge is very important, or building that knowledge internally for them, or like what does it mean to be circular. Also, there's not just circular, not circular, right? So what one of the points that I made at the summit was that circularity is a spectrum, and it can mean many different things for many different companies. So it's really about for them understanding where they are, because maybe they're already having some circular practices, but they didn't call it like that. So maybe they already have some of those practices that can use as a starting point, and then to improve from that. So I think that's one of the challenges. And then the second challenge, I think we see in also, in our industry, electronics and batteries, is that it's hard to combine like circularity or sustainability, or it can be seen hard, with to combine this with keeping the function of the product or the functionality of the quality of the material that they are looking for. For example, it might be challenging sometimes to have secondary material is as good as the virgin material. So I think the manufacturers are starting to partners with end of life players, and they're starting to see together how they can get that quality. And for example, we see that in the battery industry, that it's great to see those materials going back into the same product and keeping that quality. So yeah, I think that's one of the challenges, and I think it can be solved with more partnerships between the manufacturer, the producers, and the end of life players.
Right. Yeah. So I think you're also capturing the ITAD perspective, the IT asset disposition in your statement. So like, how have ITAD companies evolved to meet the needs of today's ESG conscious customers?
Well, I think over the years we've seen this request from customers evolving for sure. So at the beginning was connected mostly with the core part of the hazardous waste that we treat. So this was always very important, compliance with environmental regulations and transboundary movement. So I feel like this was
Mhm.
at the very beginning. Health and safety as well was it's always been like a very big focus due to the fact that we handle toxic or hazardous waste. But we're definitely getting more and more requests. Like this is now considered a given, right? So
Mhm.
this is what then this needs to be there. But we see that we're starting to get higher requests in terms of other ESG practices. Climate change is a big topic,
Yeah.
right? That it wasn't really there a few years ago. So our clients are all trying to reduce their emissions. They're all making commitments, and we're part of their supply chain. So they expect us also to have, you know, a plan and actually initiatives to reduce those emissions. And then it's moving away also from only environmental. Probably there's always been in the ESG. I feel like environmental is always the first step or the big focus, but we see more requests around the social as well. So non-discrimination, the diversity, making sure there's the same opportunities for everybody. This is something that we start to see as well, and the governance side as well. So making sure that we have systems to check whether there's ethical business, and reporting and transparency that we put also under the governance side is becoming also more and more important for our clients and I think for in general many industries and many players as well.
Right. Yeah, that's very well said. Like talking about ESG and circularity, and just to really close the loop, Sophia, what's your prediction for circular developments in the next 5 to 10 years?
Well, it's hard to say, right, how it's going to be in 5 to 10 years, but I think one um, something that is going to change how we approach circularity is the coming of the digital product passport. So it's going to come in Europe first. It's coming already with the batteries, but I think from Europe will be adopted then in other parts of the world as well. And I think so the digital product passport is basically a twin, a digital twin of the product, and will include many information on the upstream, where does the material come from, or what is the state of, the battery, or many information about materials, carbon footprint, and so on. And so it will make the whole manufacturing process a lot more transparent. And I think this will drive consumers and clients to push for more sustainable, more circular practices. And I think that's how this will influence circular practices. So looking forward to see that happen.
Yeah, we're also looking forward to that. Thank you so much, Sophia, for your time today. And we're really looking forward for more ESG and climate change insights and things that would really help in terms of circularity for all businesses. So right, thank you again for your time. Until next time, stay compliant, stay sustainable, and thank you again for being with us. Thank
Thank you for
you.
having me.
Okay, I just